Hey guys, welcome back to Occultists Anonymous. This is episode 61. I don't know why I keep mentioning numbers and then sometimes I don't. Whatever. So we are sponsored by Roll20, The Onyx Path, and viewers like you. Thank you very much to our supporters. Yes, we bring this up every time because we love you. This is a shorter episode because I got late to the other episode, and so YouTube guys, I know it doesn't make any sense to you, but yeah, we're just running late. I'm wearing the same shirt from the last episode. That's how you can tell. But thank you very much to our patrons and everybody who supports us, following, sharing, coming to chat and hanging out, which is really fun because you guys had stuff to say about this is such a dumb idea. And we all agree it is a dumb idea, but it's really fun.
And we're doing it anyway.
Yep. But yes, thank you specifically to our patrons who support us monetarily. Alexander, Brandon, Claire, Danny, Giovanni, James, Josh, Catfeathers, Michael, Noba, Perry, Puppeteer, Ryan, Schmitty, Senna, and Thomas. Thank you guys for your support. We greatly appreciate it. But enough about all you awesome people. Let's get back to the go. Or let's go. Let's get back to the show. So yes, Tassos invites you to his lab, and you guys say yes. And so he's like, all right, very well, and kind of stands up and kind of readjusts his ramshackle clothes, and then he stands upright and then suddenly hunches back down, pulls the hood over, and just kind of assumes this character and kind of motions on and leads you guys down this alleyway, kind of into not the dark, because there's some spots where you've got lights coming from the backs of buildings and some of these windows, but it's definitely this very twilit area, and there's some more homeless people who are here who are kind of farther away or couldn't be bothered to get up and see what was going on when Wyrd was passing out money and gift cards. I imagine Wyrd probably just finds all sorts of half-spent gift cards, and actually does have a dot of resources now thanks to the mystery cult. Now that I think about it,
my dog has discovered that shelf has stuffed animals on it, and there's a hole in the back, and apparently she has just now realized she can reach them through the stairs.
That's
Keep
gonna be
an eye on you.
Leads you on and basically down to a wash or I don't know what you call it, a tributary. No, basically a drainage ditch. Oh man, we got dice rolls already. What are we casting?
Yeah, I'm just queuing it up.
What spell is this?
This is Fool's Rush In.
Okay. And so it's a drainage ditch. And he motions. He says, you all came down into the alley to hang out with the homeless people, so I hope you guys are all right with sewers. It's clean, but it is a sewer.
It's not the first sewer I've been in, dude.
As long as it's clean.
Sure.
It's just.
I don't want to go traipsing through
Oh, honey, it's a sewer.
It's not that bad. Listen. I have to live down there and smell it. Okay, so it's not bad. It's not really a sewer now that I think about it. And he's just kind of talking as he walks over to, this little maintenance entrance to one of these drainage kind of tunnel things, and just pulls an enormous ring of keys. Just that have a just wide variety of styles and shapes, and just flip. There we go. And faster than human hands move, right? And then unlocks and opens and says, "After you."
Before we do that,
you wanna?
Hey, there you go.
5 successes.
All right, and that is Fool's Rush In with an exceptional success on Wyrd's 12 dice. Scroll to.
So, are you telling him what you're doing?
I don't know that it would occur to her to tell you. But you've seen me cast this before when we went into the underworld.
I mean, are you telling the vampire?
No, I don't think it would occur to her.
What
to do that
yantras
either.
are you using?
You're speaking high speech, yeah.
No, I'm using. I am using my shadow name with the Cabal theme. I'm using my tarot deck, and I'm using a silver coin.
Okay. So as you're walking through, flipping the coin a couple of times, and then just start shuffling
and then just
cards.
Pull up a tarot card, have a look at it, stick it back in.
Okay. And with potency, we're looking at 3 potency. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So what do you want to do for your exceptional success?
Is it 3? Yeah.
Starts at 1, and then you took -4 for 2 more.
Sure. I think I'll take a condition. I don't think there's much else.
Okay. I think. No, that's a little narrow. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, curiosity or inquisitiveness. Like I'm eager and anxious to see what's going on in there.
Sure, but that's not a condition. I need to.
No, but something related to that. So
sure.
Inspired or informed.
Oh yeah, can I take that?
Informed seems appropriate.
What do I get for Vice?
Oh, you get a willpower.
Does that mean I get back the one I was using on Mage Sight?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because this is very much curiosity.
Curiosity killed the cat, almost verbatim. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they do point out alchemist touch would keep you clean from the nasty gooey stuff. Yes. Yeah. When you come in here, if there's some like research type stuff, because it's not going to be tied to a particular thing, you can basically take the informed condition on something. Mm-hmm. Kind of just like come across in, oh, that just happens to be a thing Wyrd knows. Sure. Because as fools rush in, yeah. And yeah, kind of motions for you guys, Tassos motions for you guys to, head on in.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll head in.
Going in.
Closes up behind you, locks it, and says, oh, rather trusting, aren't you? As he, and just very like nimbly walks past you guys and takes the lead. And the space is, it is not a sewer. It does not smell atrocious. There's not a bunch of filth or anything like that. You can definitely tell this is more drainage and stuff like that from throughout the city. Manhole covers, kind of lean down here. It doesn't smell great because there's definitely like, some water that's been sitting here. There's some trash and stuff like that, but it's not, poo rivers. And
there's no poo gas floating around.
Right. Yeah. And basically, kind of leads the way.
Freakazoid reference for anyone who's paying attention.
Oh man, I wonder if I can catch that somewhere. Anyways, kind of leads the way, and it is dark. There's no lights, and he's just leading the way casually. I don't know that you guys have any good way of seeing in the dark.
Cell phone.
Okay, yeah, pop out a little cell phone, turn the light on, and kind of looks back and amateurs, and kind of keeps walking and comes to what looks like actually.
Ooh. Does Inward Outward Eye work for that?
Yes, actually, it would.
I'm going to try Inward Outward Eye. I'm so excited. My first
actually,
space
no, it won't actually let you see in the dark. You would basically, It is a very, very good spell, and I'm going to say, just because I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, because you could have used it as part of your you could have done it as a combined spell with Fool's Rush In.
Sure.
So I'm going to say you already have it. Technically, your roll would have been like 3 dice lower, but I'm just not going to worry about it. And if you are willing to trade out that condition.
I'm hungry for beats.
Okay, then yeah. But yeah, you can go ahead and roll Inward Outward Eye because that also basically means you cannot be ambushed.
Yeah.
So that is a very, very good one. Yeah, gray water. Mm-hmm.
So I just need 1 for instant cast, I think, and 1 for advanced duration. So 2.
So you'll overreach.
Overreaching by 1. 3 and 1. I don't need any potency.
Nope.
I'm going to need some for duration, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll overreach by 2 to get advanced duration.
Okay.
I don't need scale. Yantras. I'll take 5 and use my path tool. It doesn't really apply, so I'll just use it to absorb 2 of the dice.
Oh, not your path tool. Your dedicated magical tool.
Yeah, dedicated magical.
Cool. Yep. So, are you gonna spend 2 mana or tempt fate?
I will spend 2 mana.
Okay. Go down to just a chance die, which comes up with 4, so nothing. So yeah, go ahead and roll that 4, 9. Oh, and throw some willpower at it too.
Yeah, because I think it's really important to have it here.
Sure. So 12.
12. Hey.
You want that mana back?
I'll take that mana back.
Okay. +1.
+1. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, womp. All of a sudden, it's like, okay. I can't see much better, but you definitely have the layout. And Tassos leads you to what weird, actually, because Atratus has been down there too. It actually looks very similar to that little like utility closet and maintenance closet that that Wyrd has her sanctum and her home set up in the abandoned Worth station. And he kind of opens the door, and you can see what is effectively this small little closet. The back of it has been excavated and leads into this very, like, the wall is blown out, and you can see what looks like the remains of like an old town, that stuff New York has been kind of built up over. And you can see like this basically open cavern that's been kind of carved, kind of rudimentary, and you've got exposed wires trailing across. You've got a couple like fluorescent lights, bare dirt, earth, concrete. You can see a couple other spots that lead into what looks like basements, to some of these other buildings. And it's just this kind of like rat warren almost thing, but it's a big open cavern. And he was not joking. This looks like a lab. There's, centrifuges set up. There's Bunsen burners running to, power cables, that are running long extensions up into all manner of, different wires and stuff like that. And he goes, wahaha. Yeah, this is the lab.
Where is he getting the power from?
I mean, it looks like he's just tapped into, the city grid in different places and stuff like that.
Sure.
And it looks very hodgepodge. It looks very, like jury rigged, but it also has a sense of it's been here a long time. And he kind of leads the way down some steps to, Bunsen burners and all these different, things that are set up that are not just boiling away unattended, because that would be terrible, terrible science.
Sure.
But, those are all set up, and he's got, a couple coolers and, some tables and desks, and, even like a cheap Walmart level, bookshelf with, some of the stuff, which is like some basic like chemistry texts and stuff like that. There's a couple really old books in there, as well. It says this is where we experiment and where we try to be better.
So what do you do here?
We emulate Dracula, the dragon, the first of us, or at least that's what we reference.
That's what the stories say,
yeah. Right? But we try to emulate his mythical properties, and I mean, there's some paths and some ways that are known to get better, but there's always other things to discover. Where some vampires are going to be all angsty about their life, and others emulate and tie themselves to the church, and others want to rule, and others want to overthrow, and you've got the crones who are casting magic. No offense, but that's cool and all. But this is us trying to be better. Depending on who you ask, that they'll tell you how they want to be better. But yeah, this is where we do our work.
So you're the science vampires.
In a word, yes, we are the science vampires. We are the Ordo Dracul.
Okay. So have you had any success?
Of course. I'm not going to bring you here to just oh, look at me trying to do stuff. I've managed a couple things.
Go out in the daytime?
Oh, I can't. Others have, but yeah. Yes, let's see here. I have to look up. I have to remember which coil or which mystery he's after. Yeah, because that's the Ascendant, and he's not an Ascendant. But yeah. No, he basically says, no, I wouldn't say control, but I have put a collar around the beast inside of me. So, I mean, currently, as opposed to others who react to things and, that's the only way that the beast unleashes, I can, with an effort, unleash it. What it's called.
So you're more in control than most others?
Yeah. Well, let's be clear. If I go into a frenzy, I'm not really in control, but I at least have a bit in its mouth and can tug a little bit. I can steer it a little bit, but there's no brakes on the beast.
I also want to check out the books.
Yeah, he doesn't let you anywhere near those.
Oh, not even the really cool old ones.
No. 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 If you look over, he's like, no, these are literally sacred texts. I'm not going to claim that any of these were written by Dracula himself. He didn't need these; he just was. But no, there are some. My sire wrote some of that, and no, I'm not letting sorcerers touch my ancient knowledge. That would be a good way to very quickly see the beast.
Fair enough.
Noted. Important safety tip: stay away from the books.
Leave the books alone. Yes, but this is where we experiment, and this is also one of the reasons why the werewolves are not exactly a fan of mine. But
so, what are the nature of your experiments?
Yeah.
I experiment on other predators, apex predators.
Such as werewolves.
Werewolves are a really, really big apex predator, and that's more of a group effort. And this is not all mine, but yes, group effort. There are those of us that you find my coterie who live here in Lower New York. Yeah, we are predators, and we want to be the best predator. It's not nice, but.
Other apex predators in the area?
Well, I'm sure. But, that's the thing about apex predators. They're either large and enormous and you steer clear, or you just don't know that they're there until you've been got. So, yeah. There are others in my coterie who are farther along than I am. And can do things I can't. They've experimented, because at the end of the day, all of this comes down to experimentation and then inflicting change upon ourselves. And I'll be honest, our bodies don't change very well. He kind of, pulls his hood off and motions. This is the same haircut I had since I was embraced. It's an effort to change this. And he's got some very classic, Greek kind of look,
How old are you?
What year is it?
2019?
700 ish. I remember. Well, actually, hang on before I say it. Yeah. I was born shortly after the Crusades.
That's really interesting.
It was. This world is considerably more interesting.
So what is the nature of your experimentation? What is it you actually do? And that's not a judgmental question. I'm legitimately curious.
Take things apart, put them back together. Inflict pain and see how things react. Try and emulate the beast in others. Which does, yes, mean making werewolves absolutely Hulk out and kind of points over to this absolutely shattered, iron cage that just hasn't bothered to be cleaned up. And is collecting dust and kind of has this almost enshrined, you guys remember that one time when we did something dumb?
Yeah.
And then, experimenting with our own vitae and occasionally taking one of our friends and inducing the beast into them, but in controlled environments. Of course, we don't need something rampaging through the streets of lower Manhattan and blowing our cover.
Certainly not. Is this, when you do this to a friend, is that voluntary, or do you guys take turns? Or is it an expression of authority or power?
When we do it to one another, it's usually after careful research and when we are pretty convinced something is going to work.
Okay.
Often the ones we don't ask are, well, we call them the kind. The humans, and they're ones who've gone sick and we can't help, or have turned on us, turned on their own. It's amazing how little violence there are among the homeless down here when they all know that we're taking care of them, or someone taking care of them. They behave. They follow rules. They made the rules, and we just enforce them. Mm-hmm. Don't steal from one another. Don't rat each other out. And if somebody turns against the rest of the, excuse my language, herd, then we cull. It's not pleasant, but
makes sense.
You are all scientists yourselves. I'm sure you experiment and change things and tweak things, and sometimes something goes wrong.
Sometimes. We do seem to have a lot in common.
That's good. Tell me about some of your experiments. Since I've shown you mine, you should show me yours. Metaphorically.
Do you want to go first? I am working on golems. I'm not there yet.
Mudmen?
Living constructs that can hold consciousnesses.
That is rather intriguing.
Whether they're ghosts, spirits, you can put with enough mind, you can make them sentient and have people.
Your own personal, impersonal butler.
Yeah.
Well, if you manage that, you let me know.
Also zombies.
I mean, that's nothing special.
That's the easier way to get your own personal butler.
We prefer
pick up a corpse, make it walk around.
Yeah, that's true. At least it's somebody who's already dead.
Yeah.
What about you, Wyrd? What are you experimenting with?
I have a thing for ancient lore.
Don't we all?
Some more than others. But the thing I'm most interested in is something we call emanation realms, where other worlds bleed into this one. There's a potential for a lot of knowledge and discovery in such places, and I'm looking for those. You don't happen to know where one might be, would you?
I'm not sure that what you were talking about even exists, let alone know one.
Well, they do. You've been around a long time. You've probably heard rumors or stories of other places.
Oh, sure.
Worlds beyond this world.
I've seen the underworld.
Yeah. So there's places where the underworld bleeds into this world.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of creates a blending. I'm interested in studying those.
That's a
Stygia, right? Yeah, or Stygian emanation realm, right?
Yeah,
metaphorically,
it's more than just like a death gate. It's where Stygia bleeds into this place.
Intriguing.
I have a particular interest in old Celtic mythology and legends, and there's a realm called the Otherworld, and that's something I'm kind of searching for. I don't know if you're familiar with Celtic lore.
No, I mean, I grew up in the Crusades. Or post-Crusades, there wasn't much free thinking allowed.
Sure.
And then, I hit my, early 20s, I think. We didn't really keep track of years. And then all of a sudden I was introduced to this world of death. So no, not one for myths and story tales and fables.
Turns out like every fairy tale is kind of real.
Oh, I believe it.
There are also whole things that just if enough people believe on them, they will become real, which is weird.
Ding.
No, I believe it. I've seen many a odd thing in my life.
It's been a very interesting several months for me.
Several months?
I'm new at this.
Welcome to the world of the weird.
Ding.
Interesting. A few months old and you're, old. And you're already making Gollum and zombies and, I guess a young neonate can probably pull off some interesting things early.
I mean, I can't do them yet. I can make the shapes, but I can't wake them up. The zombies I can do.
You can make shapes?
Yes. Do you want to see?
I wouldn't be opposed. It's not going to blow anything up, right?
No. It's just going to take the physical object and reshape it into something new.
And walks over and picks up just like a chunk of dirt, hands it to you, and says, "Have at."
Okay. Do you want me to roll up this shaping?
Actually, I think it would be appropriate because let's see if she actually does it on the first try.
I can. Let's see. Let me pull up the spell. I need a reach for instant, a reach for solids. And
solid to gas, you mean? Oh, never mind. Shaping, not shape change.
Shaping. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Too many boxes. So. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so roll that 11.
Yeah. 5 successes.
Sure. Just take the arcane bead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, we're just go ahead and take that arcane bead too. Now that I think about it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take like the rock he gave me and turn it into. I'm gonna make a crafts roll because I want to make it something pretty.
Sure. Yeah.
That's wits and crafts. Mm-hmm. Two successes. Sure. Okay. Should I make something like really ornate little filigree, like bird? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Whoomp. And, it happens in a flash, as it just kind of recontorts itself and he kind of looks and goes, well, shit. And like kind of reaches over to pick it up and, kind of looks it over. Walks over and sets it on top of the bookshelf. Yep, that'll be a reminder that we don't know everything.
Mm-hmm. And now if I had a bit more knowledge, I could wake it up. But I don't. I'm not there yet.
Slightly terrifying, but okay. Interesting. That crafter, shaper, maker, and kind of looks over at Wyrd, and you're more of a people person?
Sure, that works.
Interesting.
My particular skills are fate and time. Hers are matter and death.
She can see the future. Or get ideas about the future.
Right, yeah. Definitely not seeing the future. That's far too Jeremy Baramy.
She can see the past.
Yes. And kind of interesting. Study the past is a little bit, blasé to me, but I can see how that could be useful for someone as young as you. I don't have any immediate ideas, but knowing you all could be very interesting. What are you casting, Craig?
It just occurred to me that we're sitting in a vampire's lair.
Uh-huh.
Well, it didn't occur to me. It occurred to Wyrd.
Sure.
So I'm just going to do a divination to see if we're going to get out of here without a confrontation. So that's straight 10.
Yep. So she's just pulling out a tarot deck, flip a card to see what you get.
Yep. 6 successes!
Just take the opening beat.
Sure.
Actually, can I cast a mind spell on him? I want to.
Oh, yeah.
I want to both get my bead and also get some information about him.
Yep. And what is our divination here, Mr. Craig?
Are we going to get out of here without a confrontation? I did the one reach. I did the one reach for the more detailed information.
Right. The magic 8-ball answer is signs point to yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And
cool.
As well as any acanthus, nothing is set in stone, but
for sure.
So long as things stay on this path.
Mm-hmm.
Atratus side eye as her peripheral mage sight flares up. Yes. Wyrd, what are you doing? And what mind spell do you have in mind, Miss Atratus?
I was just going to do No Nature again to try to get...
It's such a good one.
I was using the one reach to get Aspiration and Obsessions and Virtue Vice.
Oh, okay. So you're going to overreach a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm thinking about my yantras. I want to do this one quietly, so no high speech. So that's 3 for my shadow name, and
you already have a +2 from.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm. And then, because that's not a Yantra bonus. And then, actually, if you start playing with your the Soulstone, because that is
a loop. So that is 5 for a Yantra bonus and 2 for
other bonus. Yep. And we do have to deal with overreaching. You're spending mana.
Yeah, it's 2 mana to get rid of it completely. Yeah,
correct. Well, down to chance die. Yep.
11. 9 successes.
Okay. Just
pretty good at 11 dice.
Just take the beat. I would normally be a little less. I would be a little more hesitant, but you guys are behind on Songbirds on beats, so screw it. The dice gods have demanded that you guys get these beats, and I'm just fine with that. Okay, so potency. Right. We basically don't care. So yes, his virtue. Let me zip over here to.
Shall they say vampires don't have virtues and vices? So
correct.
What do they have in? Because everyone has something else, right?
Correct, they do. They have what are these silly things called? Masks and dirges. Kindred wear masks in public. Dirges who they are behind closed doors. So yes, the mask that this guy wears is Nurturer. But the dirge is Visionary. And then aspirations and obsessions.
And dots and attributes if you have those worked out. If not, whatever.
Okay, all the aspirations and obsessions. So without like immediate knowledge of who this guy is and everything, but basically where on earth I scrolled too far, sorry. That he has this his one aspiration is to unleash. What is this here? To harness the beast's power. You're not exactly sure what that means, but let's see here. There's one that seems relevant to his coterie, specifically like something about kind of taking leadership or, kind of claiming the lead role. And I believe that's it, because I think they only get the 2. I'm going to double check. Where? I don't need their archetypes. Predatory, blah, blah, blah. Where is their stuff about XP? Whatever, I'm not going to find it. We're going to just give them the 2. Yeah, surely nothing would go wrong with the beast's power. Nah, vampire having control of the beast's power, that'll be fine, I'm sure. And then, his social and mental dots, because you didn't take the second reach, so you only get the base.
So I don't know specifics, I just know how many total.
Which... I need a character sheet so I can just envision it. So he has 10 in intelligence. Oh, wait, hang on. You get 10 total.
10 in mental.
Crap. What to say instead? Well, whatever. Yeah, he's got 10. So 21 total.
Okay.
Whoops, I gave you the +1 boost.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, no, that wasn't a specific attribute, so I could ask, how many points does he have in?
Right.
Persuasion.
You would basically get all of... Because technically it doesn't tell you... actually, hang on, let me... Because I remember how we did it previously.
Yeah, it may learn a specific social or mental attribute rating rather than the total number of dots.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, so I did do it right. Yeah, so 10 and 11 in mental and social. Sorry, Mammon, for way back when we did that wrong.
It's fine.
Yep. He's not here to complain. But yeah, he kind of, just kind of chilling as you guys all of a sudden just start futzing with stuff, and he's going, everything okay?
Yeah, we just checking some things out.
Sometimes, that's all. You can relax. We're not here to cause trouble.
No, I mean, we're in private, so I know you guys are let loose, and everything else seems fine. So, well, it has been lovely chatting with you all, Atratus, Wyrd, and there's another with you, right? A third?
I have a little friend.
No.
Oh.
Who's the third one? I'm sorry, this is very upsetting. The one who is a woman and a man?
How do you know about that? Have you seen us?
No, it's just a scent on you.
Oh. Yeah. That's another thing mages can do.
Interesting.
It's one person.
Okay. I'll admit I would really like to get hold of them, but you probably wouldn't appreciate that. So, no. In light of our new alliance, I will leave off. But, should you ever
appreciate it.
Come
also,
by.
They can control fire, so they're probably not one you want to try to tangle with.
No, though I do think there might be others in my covenant who would dare to try. Regardless, that's not my thing. I have a focus on controlling this beast inside that gets hungry, and I want to leash it and control it, and I have no desire to tangle with any of you. And if you all say that you've claimed Lower Manhattan, then I would rather have allies in my house than not. That said, new allies, and in light of that, if they're not like me, they don't know me. They don't know us. So should you find some friend George or run into Julia again, know that our alliance does not go that far. And I'll be honest, if you meet others that are not me, I would still be leery. My word only goes so far. I'm an excellent researcher and everybody loves me, but yeah, my word.
People still get hungry.
Yeah.
Right.
Good to know.
But I will not say that you are welcome here at any time, but I've never heard of such prescripts as mages have to be invited before they come in. So, yes, should you be here when one of my family shows up, they may, help themselves to a snack.
Understood.
Okay. I wouldn't invite myself into your house.
That would be polite. Thank you.
It's rude.
Very rude.
Even if there's nothing physically preventing it.
Well, I mean, there are things in the dark, and in the day, let me be clear, in case any of you decide to get all Van Helsing.
But, no, we're fine. Really.
Yes, really. Mm-hmm. I'm still a hungering beast that, were I hungry enough, would leap for your throat. So understand when I say I'm hesitant to take people exactly at their word. But you have shown me no ill will. You have given me a lovely new decoration and new people to speak with that are not immediately food or competition. So for that, I appreciate it. And with that, I need to hunt. So I'm going to return and kind of ushers you guys back out of the lab.
For sure.
And you're back to where he had left you. And I think you guys have a last little potentially heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching scene as your friend Tassos bids you all adieu and turns back and just scoops up one of the homeless people who have returned by the arm and just walk with them into the dark.
So
it's not gonna kill him. It's fine.
I didn't say anything.
just could feel the judgment. No,
just the heavy sigh.
Yep.
It's fine. So that was fun.
Yeah. Did you learn what you wanted to learn?
Yes. We know that Lower Manhattan is Nosferatu territory. We've got,
or at least some Nosferatu have set up shop here. Yeah.
We've got an inn with the coterie. That's what they're called, yeah?
The coterie is their term for cabal.
Okay, well, isn't that what this is?
Yes, but it is not. The coterie is not named the coterie.
No, I know.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just using it casually.
Yeah.
Atratus, honey, I love your optimism, and you're always looking on the bright side despite the sort of gloomy outlook you have, but I need to just... They're not our friends.
They're allies if we need them. They're useful.
They are useful, and they are potential allies, but like we were just in the den of a lion.
Mm-hmm.
Just need to be aware that they're still a lion, even if they're purring.
Fun fact, lions don't purr. Anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
Wyrd doesn't necessarily know that, but...
Right.
I would.
Yeah.
The
analogy works, though.
They are a predator, and you need to treat them like a predator. I'm not saying antagonize them or anything. You just keep your guard up.
I mean, we've buddied up with the werewolves who can go on, like, berserker rages and shred people.
Sure.
Like,
you took one on a plane.
Yeah. We've befriended the people who have bonded malevolent ghosts into their souls. Like, these aren't friend ghosts. Like, I don't see how this is any more unusual than anything else we've done so far.
Well, what are the werewolves doing with their lives and their powers?
They kill people who get bonded to spirits.
Right. And what do the Sin Eaters do with their skills and powers?
They're trying to storm the underworld.
And make life better for ghosts.
And the living, but...
Yeah.
And the living. What do vampires do with their skills and powers? They feed on people.
I mean, everyone wants to live.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
some of them are malevolent and bad, but some of them are just people.
But even, like, was it Tassos?
Tassos.
Like, he said it himself. Like, he's a meal and some time away from being ravenous.
But, like, so are the wolves.
I don't get that vibe from them.
Logan has repeatedly told us that he can go in, like, berserker rages.
When he goes in a berserker rage, he's dangerous to be around for sure. But there's things that induce that berserker rage. The vampires are not always in control in a different way than the werewolves are not always in control. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful and keep your guard up. I know you're a necromancer and you have a lot of chutzpah to throw at vampires if somebody decides to try something on you. Just keep your guard up when you're around them. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
I just don't see them as inherently any more threatening than most of the other people we've hung out with.
It's one of those, I think you'll have to agree to disagree. Yeah. Especially since, at the end of the day, vampires are scary. They want to eat. But at least in Vampire the Requiem, the happy little gauge that they're trying to maintain is their humanity. Which I know the other games also do humanity, but they have touchstones and things that they want to stay in touch with. And yes, I do appreciate Radrio pointing out that awkward moment when you realize that the Nosferatu is using obfuscate to just stand there and still listen to your conversation. He's not, because he walked away and had to go feed. But he could be. Mm-hmm. Yes. Obfuscate.
And I'm not saying anything that isn't going to be obvious to him as well.
Right, no. I will tell you right now, Tassos would go, yes,
And I'm just like, yes, I agree that they're dangerous, but so are lots of things.
Yep. But okay. So you guys, putz around a little bit more in downtown. I imagine you guys find a place to eat. Get a coffee, and I guess kind of head home. I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We've got 10 minutes left in the episode, so I don't know if there's. Do you want to go?
Information searching?
Yeah, do you want to come with me?
Sure.
I'll just talk about what I'm into and stuff. I want to give it another try. I've advanced a little my arcana, see if we can get more answers for what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. So we'll head to the abandoned Wyrd Street station.
Mm-hmm. And to do what?
I want to try a supernal summoning.
Okay. And because you had mentioned this at the break, the one thing I wanted to bring up, because you totally welcome to summon supernal, you could also just use divination for this.
I thought I tried divination before and it didn't work because I didn't have a lot of...
As far as I can remember, you've never used divination to just where can I find an emanation realm?
But I don't want just an emanation realm. I'm looking for information on a specific one.
Oh, right. The other realm.
Yeah.
The one that you're hoping exists.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, similar thing. Because you could use that. And the main reason I'm bringing this up is summoning a supernal is kind of spooky. And you guys have been lucky so far based on my coin flips and die rolls. Mm-hmm. But there are ones who will show up and go "Sup, Pinnacle Mage, let's fight." Right. So a recreation of the weird to Atratus thing. This is a dangerous predator you are inviting into your house. And specifically because you are the Fate Mage. So there are literal spells to get you to know. Once you have Fate 4, I believe, don't you have a spell for almost exactly this kind of thing? Let's see here. 4.
Strings of Fate?
Mm-hmm. I believe so. Specify an event that they wish to happen to the subject, which could be you. If the event is possible without magic or in any effort, it occurs as soon as possible as long as the spell, happens. So, shifting the odds helps you find a thing. You could literally go strings of fate, to find, information on the other realm or something like that.
Okay. I haven't done a Fate 4 spell yet. So let's give that a try.
Let's try.
Okay, so let us set this up properly. And also, and legitimately, guys at home, if anybody thinks Drew just railroaded Craig, no. This is Drew going, you have Fate 4. Use that shit.
It's brand new and I haven't really experimented much with it yet. So
especially because Craig has been nice and hasn't played, he hasn't gotten time 3 and therefore does not have shifting sands. So I'm going to encourage him to stick to that Fate stuff. Go use Fate, man, because I don't need you rewinding time.
Rewinding our scenes.
Just redoing an entire scene.
Yep. But yeah, very specifically, it mentions that if you cast it on a Sleepwalker ally and specify that they'll recover a stolen artifact, whether unknown to her it has been moved, they'll find the travel tickets for the artifact, news location, clues pointing there, or reasons to travel there. So yeah, you will have, this stuff. And so the main thing being the duration, which you can pull off easily because advanced duration plus the fact that it's a duration spell already, and you're casting it on yourself, so you can ignore the resolve. So long as you put that time in, of course you need to, be aware that you have to let time take you places, or let fate take you places. But
yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
At least once a week.
Out.
Yeah.
But I can spend 1 reach to have it once a day.
Well, no. Oh, can you? Oh, yeah. Indeed. Yeah. So that's definitely go do that in the domain.
So I need 1 for that, and I think and 1 for advanced duration, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's fine because you're in your domain.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't care about reach.
I don't care about reach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't need potency because it's on myself.
And you're going to ignore. You're going to decide to not withstand.
Right? I will not withstand my own spell. Yeah. So reach isn't a factor. Yantra limit. So this is a divination I'm using. Like it's effectively a divination, right?
Sure.
So I can use the mirror that Songbird gave me?
Oh, not for the +2, I don't think.
The +2 Yantra bonus and the 8 again on spellcasting.
You can definitely get the 8 again on spellcasting because you can use that as a path tool, but you don't get the +2 Yantra bonus because you're not seeing another place or time or across the gauntlet. But yeah, you still definitely get the 8 again because you can use it just because it's a mirror and it's a spell casting on yourself. So it works as a path tool.
Right. And what do I need for duration to make this last?
Well, by default, you're at 4 steps of advanced duration, which means it'll last a year.
Cool. That's good. So
and every day you will be getting, signals and clues of where to go. This is the crazy shit that you can get with Fate 4, where it's like, guys, what do we do next? Give me a couple days, I'll figure it out. Yeah, when you get to the 4 dot stuff, this is where things get silly.
So does that look right? Oh, Yantra bonus we capped at 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that still gives you
12.
7. Yeah.
And it's 8 again because of the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3 successes.
12 dice, 3 successes. Cool. And so that is on you. Make sure to write that down. And also to remind me.
And that's that was an hour spellcast.
What is your goal?
So I want to find information or a location to get to the otherworld emanation realm.
Well, let's not do an or statement.
I can't do an or? Okay. So I'm looking for the otherworld emanation realm.
Okay. Cool.
Hopefully it does exist, but I mean all fairy tales exist, right?
Well, I mean, there's at least everything has a origin point for the stories and the myths. Yes.
Yeah. And that's my first Fate forecast.
Ooh. Get an arcade beat for that, I think.
Cool, I'll take that.
Well, and notably for me, this is like the first time Wyrd has stopped and said, hang on, I'm going to manipulate fate, to send me to where I need to be, as opposed to deciding, I need this thing, this object, and just, trusting to the whims of fate that I'll get it. This is, a little more directed, I feel like. So
I'm going to make fate change for me.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what you get at 4 dots, which reminds me, Atratus has 4 dots of death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I used to. I have, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because I think you used Withering at one point. Actually, did you? Actually, I don't think you've used Death 4 at all. Because you didn't attack Supe. Because that's what I was thinking of. But you guys didn't. Oh, I think you did wither
the skeletons.
Skeletons, yes. So, yep. Cool. So with that, with Wyrd kind of setting herself to let me do this thing. Cool. All right, and that brings us to 9:00. So that's our time, folks. Thank you for joining us for the without Songbird episode. We got a lot of arcane beats, like for reals. And did unsupervised, no adamantine arrow meets with vampires, and it was okay. Everything was fine.
It was fine.
Notably, 100% because Wyrd said, "I want to find a vampire who's willing to talk." And so yes, all about that. if you have a wish spell, you word it right. That'll help you out. So thank you guys for joining us. As always, it is a blast that you guys get to join in our game. I mean, like we were saying earlier, last episode, like 8 months ago, I was like, I want to run mage. And just on that, oh, sure, let's just record it and see what happens. And it actually has turned out to be way cooler than I thought. So thank you guys for joining us. As always, if you want to join us on Discord, that's yeetinto.space. And we do have some spoiler chat stuff. Hop down in there and start giving us episode ideas. It's really cool. I appreciate those.
Names. Episode names.
Yes, episode names. Chat about what you think Tassos is going to do and where is this other realm and all sorts of any stuff. That's what it's there for. And of course, if you want to support us monetarily, that's staylucky.club. And that's there. And all that kind of stuff you can find on Discord and come chat with us. And of course, check out the Mummy the Cursed Kickstarter now. It is already back. They're working towards the next stretch goal, which is more utterances. I think they have 12 new spells, and some of these things are like that mages would be jealous of. Like I mentioned Rebuke the Vizier last time, but they have others that's literally like call down meteors, 12 plagues of Egypt kind of stuff. It's crazy. Very cool stuff. We will we'll see you guys next time. Next time is Thanksgiving. I will be here and Friday. Available. Okay, yeah, that's
the day after.
Yeah, that's true.
The day after Thanksgiving,
right? Yeah, American Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't acknowledge Canadian Thanksgiving, so we're not going to acknowledge American Thanksgiving. So we'll be here.
I'm working that day anyway. It's nonsense.
Okay. Until next time, guys. We'll see you.
Stay lucky.